Hi. It's the year 2025 and the year is almost over. I cannot believe it. It is currently the very end of June and I read 13 books. I plan to at least get through another 13 before the end of the year. So if you're curious as to what I will be reading, let me tell you, I have the rest of my year planned out. Whether or not I will follow that plan, I don't know. I'm not going to commit to it. Well, I'm trying to commit to it, but I'm really bad about that. I'm very much a mood reader, and I know a lot of you readers are as well. So you know what? We got to go where the mood takes us. There's only so much we can do to force certain books on ourselves. We shouldn't do that because reading is meant to be enjoyed, okay? So here's my tentative plan. I would be so thrilled if I got through at least half of these books before the end of the year. Before we ring in 2026, I would like to get through the following books. I am going to do this video with the hopes that I can stick to this plan at least somewhat. We do have some wiggle room. I'm not going to be totally devastated if I don't get through all these books, but these, as of right now, these books are the ones that I'm most desperate to read, and I think that I can make it happen this year. That's the goal, at least. If you are curious about any of the books that I have already read this year, 2025, I read 13 pretty good books. Most of them were 5 stars. Yeah, I read some really good books this year. So if you're more so interested in what I've already read and experienced and want to hear my thoughts on that, I'm going to direct you to that video in the link below. I'm going to post that in the description box. But this is really just my plan of what I'm going to read the rest of the year. We got 6 months until January 2026 hits. So here's how I plan to utilize my reading time. This is my reading plan. Whether or not I'm going to stick with it, I don't know. But if you would rather hear my video on where I talk about books that I've already read, I will post the link in the description box below. Before we go any further, don't forget to hit subscribe. I have a ton of really good books that I just read that I'm super eager to talk about, and I hope you stick around. I would love to have you. I love this channel. I love talking books, and I love to connect with other readers around the globe. So thanks for checking out this video, and I hope you stick around. So without further ado, let's jump into my 2025 TBR for the remainder of the year. Dresden Files. All right, look, we have book number 18 coming out January 2026. So there's a reason I'm trying to make my way through the series this year. Okay, so I just read these two, Stormfront and Full Moon. So those are done. I would like to get through the rest of the series this year. Okay, I'm missing some books. I'm well aware. I have kind of random books that I found at used bookstores. I've been pretty determined to just buy all of these used. I don't know why. I'm following a theme. I don't want to buy these brand new. You could find some really good deals out there, whether you're at Goodwill, thrift store, shopping somewhere. Where else have I found these? We have some really cute little bookstores in my area, and I was able to find all of these for a very reasonable price. So yes, they're older. The first one came out in the year 2000, but the fact that Jim Butcher is still writing them is so cool. That's so fun. And I'm really looking forward to book number 18, which is called 12 Months. That's coming out January 2026. So I have to get the rest of the books. I have more than half of them right now, but I got some shopping to do and I have some searching to do. I don't want to buy them on Amazon. I don't want to go to Barnes & Noble, but I just want to thrift shop them because I know I can find them. They're older books. They're so fun. In case you don't know about this series, which you've probably heard about, the Dresden Files, they're wildly popular. There's quite a large following and fan base for these books. And if you've ever read them, you'll know why. They're wonderful. It's about a wizard named Harry. He's a professional wizard, mind you, who operates out of Chicago. So it's an urban fantasy. So it's like set in real day Chicago, but magic. Harry's a wizard and business stinks. There's a lot of non-believers, people who think that Harry is not an actual wizard. They kind of consider him to be a fraud, but there are folks who believe in the supernatural, and when something happens to them, they call our friend Harry for help. And luckily, Harry is able to sustain a living by working with Chicago PD because every once in a while they encounter a case where they can't explain exactly what's happened because it's probably something supernatural, something within Harry's area of expertise. So fun. Harry is so funny. He's so human. I highly recommend this series, even though I've only read the first two, but I love this world. I love Harry Dresden, and I think that you will too. So if everything goes according to the plan, I will have finished the Dresden Files before the end of the year. So wish me luck. Next, this is in no particular order, so let me just go ahead and start with what's on the top. When the Moon Hatched by Jessica Parker. I love this cover. I have no earthly idea what this book is about, other than I've heard really good things. It's a fantasy. Is it a romantasy? I don't know, but I'm looking forward to it. My sister read it and she loved it, and the reason I want to read it is the sequel comes out the end of this year as well. So I think November 2025. I can't remember, but I've heard nothing but good things. I hear this world is very beautiful. I hear that it's well written. Again, no earthly idea what it's about, but I already own it, so let's read it. And also, yeah, look at this. Beautiful, beautiful. One of my favorite authors, Danielle Jensen. Okay, why do I want to read The Bridge Kingdom? Because I read A Fate Inked in Blood, same author, and A Curse Carved in Bone. Love those books. I love those books so much. That is the best romantasy duology I've ever encountered. So, yeah, so good. The problem with this duology is that it's a duology. So there's only 2. I want more. I want more. So luckily, Danielle Jensen has some other things. And I want to start with Bridge Kingdom. I've heard really, really good things about this. It's also beautiful cover. Can you tell I'm a sucker for really good covers? Yeah, I am. I have no shame about that. I love myself a good cover. I don't know much about this one either, except for that this is about a warrior princess. Yeah. Oh, a warrior princess who is supposed to go infiltrate a kingdom and gain the trust of the king and pretty much betray him, but she falls in love with him. Yeah, I think that's what this is about. I'm in. I'm there. That sounds like an awesome ride. And I think right now there's like 5 of these. So yeah, it's going to be a fun journey. I'm looking forward to it. Oh, Lord. Okay. A Court of Silver Flames. Yeah, this has been on my TBR for over a year. I read the rest of the ACOTAR books last year. Yeah, I've been putting this one off because I hate Nesta. I hate her so much. I hear that my opinion's going to change as I make my way through this book, but I've been putting it off because, first of all, it's huge. This is thick, and it's about a character that I despise. So I've been putting it off, but everybody says that this is such a marvelous book. So I guess I gotta read it, and I own it. I'm not crazy about this cover. They're fine. At least they all match. So there's that. I'm not gonna explain ACOTAR to you. It's a romantasy type situation with fays and stuff. So I ought to get through that one. Kind of dreading it, but at the same time, it's driving me nuts that I have read 4 of the 5 books and not the final one. And actually, Sarah J. Maas is supposed to be writing another one. I don't know when it's coming out. I don't know who it's about, but there is supposed to be more. So I gotta just finish it out this year. Please, please, please. Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. This has been on my TBR for way too long. Part of the reason I selected these books for this year is because I wanted to just finish out some of the series that I started and never finished. So ACOTAR, gotta finish that one up. This one, gotta finish that up because, oh my gosh, I'm driving myself nuts. I read Six of Crows years ago. I loved it, and I hear this one's even better. So what's my problem? I don't know. I get distracted. I take long breaks oftentimes when I'm reading series, and I wish I didn't. That's so annoying. I hate that. Anyways, I don't know what this is about, but it follows Six of Crows. If you know anything about that one, you might have heard about the TV series, which, book was better. Book was so much better. Follows a bunch of really awesome characters, and honestly, I don't remember much about it, other than it's about a heist, and it's really fun. So let's finish this one out too. My gosh. Oh, Brandon Sanderson, one of my favorite authors. This is the only secret project of 2023 that I haven't read. That is insane to me. And I hear this is the best one. What's my I don't know. This is going to happen this year. Without a doubt, this has to happen this year. I don't know anything about this one. Yumi and the Nightmare Painter. I've heard that it's as close as Brandon Sanderson will ever get to writing romance. Brandon Sanderson is not a romance author, but he writes some awesome fantasy. And oftentimes, romance will appear if fleeting, and sometimes, you know what, that's enough to satiate me. I don't need anything more than that, so I'm super happy. I'm really excited about Yumi and the Nightmare Painter. I just have to make it happen. Again, I've read the rest of the secret projects. Loved them. I think my favorite actually was The Frugal Wizard, surprisingly enough, because I don't even like sci-fi. But when Brandon Sanderson does it, yeah, I'm into that. I dig that. My least favorite was probably The Sunlit Man. Still good. Still very good. Not my favorite. Tress of the Emerald Sea. What a sweet book. I love that one. Anyways, this video is not about that. But Yumi and the Nightmare Painter has to happen this year. It just has to. And then finally, book number 5 of Stormlight Archive. This is called Wind and Truth. Let me be honest with you. I softy enough this one. I bought it in December 2024 when it came out. I tried to read it in January 2025. I was not feeling it. I wasn't feeling it. This is where I got to. I don't know, like 10%, something crazy like that. This is well over 1,000 pages. More so my fault, I think. I don't know. Although I will admit my sister did the same thing. She started it and she was like, eh. Which is crazy because love, 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 and then, I don't know. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying I was definitely not in the right mood. It was not going the way I expected. I don't know. I would like to get to it this year, but I don't want to suffer. Reading is meant to be enjoyed. So I decided to shelf it and come back at a later time. And I hope it's this year. I really do, because what happens at the very end of Stormlight Archive? At least this first arc, there are going to be a separate set of 5 books sometime much later in the future, but I gotta know what happens to Kaladin and Syl and everybody else. Like, what? Shallan, Adolin, I gotta know. This is an epic fantasy. I feel like I don't really need to describe it because I can't. I have no idea how to describe what this book is about. I have struggled so many times trying to describe what Way of Kings is about. One of the most dreaded questions I get is, oh, what's that book about? Oh, I don't know. It's an epic fantasy and it's awesome. Enjoy the ride. Something to do with a really cool character named Kaladin, who meets a really cool character named Syl. They do some cool stuff with Bridge 4. Don't ask me. It's one of my favorite series of all time, but don't ask me what it's about. I don't know. And there's just too much. It's like, how do I pick and choose to tell somebody what this is about? I don't know. I also try to be really careful with spoilers. But anyways, I hope Wind and Truth happens this year. I really do. I really, really, really do. But we'll see. Okay. That's a lot of books. That's my plan for the rest of 2025. Is it going to happen? I don't know. But do I hope it's going to happen? Yes. Now, there's going to be books that come up unexpectedly that I'm going to feel drawn towards, and I'm not going to fight that urge too much, but I would like to stay somewhat focused on these books. Oh, let's talk about the book that I don't physically have. We have Brimstone coming out November 2025. So that's going to be Quicksilver number 2. I'm excited. We get to see what happens with Kingfisher and Saris next. What's that one about? I don't know. It has to do with Fae, and it is definitely spicy, romantic-y type stuff again. Wow, I was really underprepared for this video. Oh, right. Okay, let me keep it simple for you. Saris enters the Fae realm. She encounters a Fae named Kingfisher. They got a spicy romance thing going on, and it's fun. It's a wild ride. Lots of really cool characters. I love the humor of that book. So very fun. Highly recommend, though. I will say it's not a book for everybody. It is not for everybody, and that's okay. If you're one of those readers who hated it, okay. That's all right. I personally liked it, but you know what? I know that it's not for everybody. Romantasy in general is not for everybody. That's a whole different conversation for a different day, though. That's my plan for 2025. I hope you let me know what your reading plan is the rest of 2025 in the comments. I would love to know. What do you plan to read the rest of the year? Because we still got 6 months before we hit 2026. If you also have any of these books on your TBR, I also hope you let me know. If you've read any of these books, please let me know. Where should I start? Because I think I'm just going to kind of go wherever the wind blows me and see what I'm feeling like at the time. So who knows, but I'm excited. Anyways, I hope you consider subscribing to my channel. I love this channel. I love talking books and I love connecting with readers. I want to hear from you in the comments. So please let me know. Thanks for sticking around, and I hope to catch you in another video. And until next time, I will catch you on the flip side.